Why unresolved karmic past lives restricts your healing potential. In case we haven't met yet, I'm Jess X Goh and I'm the sole founder of Life in Confidence. I'm going to share with you some of my personal experiences with this and also a client as a case study for you to understand how this works. Now, when I started to look into past lives, such as engaging in past life regression, whether that's in a group setting or a one-to-one session, I was able to tap into multiple past lives in human form. But I didn't know or have the awareness even from the facilitator, how to clear it and heal it. And there were themes where I was either being chased for murder or I was murdering someone. So there's this pattern of running for my life, this feeling of wanting to kill as well. So these two different themes that I noticed actually played out in this lifetime. For example, in this lifetime, I prayed for my father's death for 2 years and he died of a heart attack. Now that's extremely karmic, and that is something that I have to clear in this lifetime to not carry that karma into my future timelines in this lifetime and also my next incarnation. With that in mind, I was able to clear that karma, thank goodness, with the right facilitator and the right level of awareness from the approach of compassion and forgiveness. Now, it's not forgiving my father, but it's actually forgiving myself for engaging in that black magic practice, whatever you want to call that I wasn't aware of that I was doing at that point in time when I was 20 years old, because I was in so much pain from the domestic violence that was going on in the household, and I could not handle anymore to constantly hear my mum screaming, crying, and my dad verbally saying all sorts of nasty things in Chinese and throwing things at my mum to the point where I could see blood coming out of her leg. And it really played a havoc on my psyche, my nervous system, my emotions, where I just shut down. I did not feel safe in the family dynamic. And so I thought the solution was, it's either my mum would die or my dad would die in order for the violence to stop in our family. And so I prayed for my father's death instead. And even though he died, I was the happiest woman in the world. However, just because he's dead doesn't mean the impacts of the trauma that I've experienced from him didn't go away. It still carried with me like a burden throughout my life until I cleared that entanglement with my father. And how this impacted in my life is that I attracted men just like my father who would just use women for sex, just looking for a good time, an affair. And I even engage with a married man. And that was reminding me of the avoidant personality experience with my father that I was longing for in a man who has that same wounding, that imprint of the avoidant. And so I was constantly pulling in my father wounding into my romantic relationships, and it destroyed me. My heart shattered into pieces where I suffered panic attacks, anxiety, deep abandonment issues was showing up where I could not be alone. I really struggled to be single, and I moved on from one relationship to another, one affair to another, because I felt so unworthy that I didn't clear that karmic connection with my father. So that's one specific example that I can give you. And when I started to clear these distortions with the father wound, the masculine, in these relationships of my family dynamics, and also the past lives of the patriarchy, I was able to manifest my beloved, my soulmate, my king. And that is an example of how this can shift, and also practicing good karma by seeing men as equal, not as superior or inferior, to see them as equal, to meet them with vulnerability, acceptance, and compassion, rather than anger, resentment, bitterness, and judgment, to penetrate them, to destroy them. And that was the past life wounding that I carried, where I was a French farmer who killed his French family and running away from the police and military in that past life. And in the end, I got shot and murdered. And with that, it has helped me to bring awareness how these unresolved past lives that I wasn't able to clear with those facilitators, because with past life regression, unfortunately, they just bring it to your awareness, but they don't show you how to clear it and heal it effectively and properly. And so that's what I was missing until I learned how to clear and neutralize these past lives. And that's through Ho'oponopono and polarity integration that was shown by a beautiful mentor. And through that experience of compassion and forgiveness of the darker aspects of ourselves through these different timelines, and welcoming them back in to our morphogenic field, which is our energetic field, the consciousness of our soul, we then able to integrate these dark past lives. Another example is that I was working with a schizophrenia client for 3 months privately. And when I tapped into his past lives, I was able to understand why in this lifetime he has schizophrenia. And that was because he too was engaging in patterns of killing and destroying people through World War I, through the POW movement, and also through being a fisherman and destroying the wildlife and fishing out all of this marine life. So there was these themes of killing, and it was killing from a place of misalignment, closed heart. And this is why he is experiencing so many thoughts about killing himself. This self-hatred, he is his own worst enemy, because he became an enemy for so many in his previous past lives. And when I brought it to his awareness and I helped him to clear that, he was able to feel more compassion for himself and for other sentient beings. He's now able to manage his thoughts a lot more effectively now, where he can finally see himself as his own best friend by being more softer and kinder and forgiving towards these thoughts that comes through. So, my love, if you find yourself that you are in an extremely difficult situation and it's a pattern where you are attracting negative, triggering, hard and challenging situations, relationships, and experiences, you might want to look into clearing the karma from your past lives. Not just looking at them, but actually doing the inner work in clearing up the karma. So if you feel this video resonates with you, then I recommend you download my past life trauma clearing audio. And this will help you to start clearing the energy that you are carrying from your past lives. I also have one for ancestral clearing, childhood trauma clearing, and also my divine empowerment audio if you are ready to manifest something new once you've done these series of clearings, because then you are able to hold space for something new with a cleaner energy. If you feel drawn to work with me privately in a 3-month container called Find Yourself and Trust, please book a free clarity call with me to see if this is right for you. And I am also running my upcoming trauma recovery workshops and retreats in different parts of the world. So please click on the link below to learn more about that. And also I am running my spring equinox women's healing circle to heal the wounded feminine, to integrate the divine feminine, and to understand the cyclical nature of our being as a woman with a womb, and so much more in that container. So please click on the link below to learn more about that. So my love, I really hope this video gives you a deeper insight that it's not just childhood trauma we need to focus on, it's also past lives, the karma that we've carried from our past lives that is playing out in the patterns of this lifetime. And it's very difficult for a human being to see these patterns that's coming from a past life, because they only have the awareness of this lifetime, but they don't have access to the awareness of the previous past lives. Not everyone is ready to look into their past lives and the karmic entanglements that we've created. I can definitely tell you that when I started to dive deeper into the past lives where I chose the dark side, it was extremely traumatizing and horrific for me to see, feel, and experience what I have done in the astral world to create distortions in the human consciousness and star seeds by fracturing the source consciousness, and how these behaviors of fracturing, separation, division plays out in the consciousness of humanity because of this fracturing with source from a gazillion timelines ago, and how this trickles into different layers of destruction, distortion, abuse, manipulation, and ritual abuse that is occurring in the astral that is now in the material of the earthly plane and other dimensions. And when I witnessed that and saw that, how I have contributed to that, it has really brought a reckoning to my heart and soul to see what I've done in the past lives. And it made absolute sense to me, because I can see now that some of my clients in this lifetime has shown up as my victims, where I was the abuser in the past lifetimes, where I chose the dark, not the light. In this lifetime, I choose to redeem myself, to make things right by healing my victims through trauma recovery, to heal and clear the darkness within myself so I can raise the consciousness of humanity. And for humanity to raise its consciousness through more awareness, through more elevation, and through more love and light. I really hope that this video serves you, my love, and that you got so much insight and knowledge from this transmission in my video. If you got something out of this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can help as many people as I can through this incredible work. And to give this video a like, comment below if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share. And may you be the light that's in your heart.